Okay, hello, this is Tom Barnhart from Business Polska, and I'm here today at the offices in Warsaw of Savills, meeting with Klapkowski, who is the newly appointed China desk for Savills, and we wanted to hear a bit more about what Savills is doing vis-a-vis China, and hear a bit about what your thoughts are about Chinese investment coming into Poland and the region. But please tell us, first of all, a bit about Savills' China connection and why you guys have, let's say, unveiled this new initiative in Poland.
Hi Tom, thank you for having me. So firstly I want to say that our China desk has been operating for some time, and we have first Chinese clients served, and as everybody knows, happy and satisfied client is the best advertisement you can have. In the same time, Savills is a global company, so we have offices, numerous offices in Asia. We have offices in all major cities in China. So in China we are known as although many people call us Savills anyway.
Okay, I certainly
shorter.
Yeah.
However, the fact that we have offices there lets us take the opportunity and take the more proactive approach. So we go to meet the client. We will be visiting China this summer. We'll meet the investors, present them with the opportunities that lie here in our market.
Okay. And why has Savills at this point? Why do you see the opportunity for Chinese investment in Poland? Is something big going on behind the scenes? Of course, everyone talks about the Chinese investment into Central East Europe or into Europe. But what particularly drives Savills' decision right now to set up a China desk in Poland?
There are a few factors. One of them is the Belt Initiative, sometimes called the Belt and Road Initiative.
Yes. The 12+1, or is it?
Yes, that is one factor. I will discuss it a little bit later. Another factor is that Poland, if you look at Poland, our market, real estate market, offers higher yields than Western countries. So higher yields meaning better profitability, higher profitability. And in the same time, Poland, when compared to other emerging markets, offers relatively high liquidity. And Poland has already become a mature market, so this translates into lower risk. So by some institutions like OECD, Poland is classified as a developed market already. So investors can see those facts, can see those things, and they can see the investment opportunities. Therefore, not only Asian investors, but also investors from other countries or continents, like South Africa, investors notice that and start to come. That's why Chinese investors also have their attention here in our market.
And I'm certainly familiar with the Chinese investors coming in on the manufacturing side or food processing, but not so much on the real estate side. That's interesting. And are they coming in as pension funds, investment funds? Are they coming in as part of an operating company? And is Savills advising them on things like setting up a food processing factory too, or just the real estate component of their expansion?
Generally, we focus on the real estate aspect of the investments, and it doesn't really need to be investment strictly in the property. Oftentimes, it's a company that invests in some company, so buys the company, and that company is rich in properties. So it can be warehouses, some manufacturing plants, and so on. So oftentimes with this kind of investment, a professional advice from a real estate agency like ours is needed. That's what we are for.
Okay, and can you give us some examples, if you're not disclosing too much, of some companies that have come in the past, Chinese companies in Poland, that perhaps you guys might have advised or would look at advising in the future, or other sectors that you see that they're interested in?
I think the most significant investment was done by CIC, China Investment Corporation.
Yes.
that bought the Logicor, Polish
distribution warehouse.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So they bought the European portfolio, and the Polish part of this portfolio was worth roughly 750 million euro. But not only real estate attracts the investors. We can observe all kinds of investments. For example, greenfield investments like Hongbo Clean Energy that produces LED lighting in Opole, or acquisitions like Everbright that bought Novago, the waste treatment. We have investments in various sectors. We have financials like Bank of China, ICBC, China Construction Bank. We have machinery, Liugong Machinery, Stalowa Wola, Huta Stalowa Wola, Tri-Ring that bought the biggest bearings factory in Poland, in Kraśnik. We have also ICT sector, so Huawei, ZTE, and so on. So it's not limited to real estate.
Right.
However, real estate in all of those investments plays some role.
Okay, great. And why is it that you are leading this charge? Tell us a bit of your background. You said you were living in China for some time. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yourself, yes.
So it was.
You don't look Chinese. I think you're not Chinese. Yes.
Some say so.
Yes.
It was 2006 when I went to China for the first time, and at that time I was writing my master's thesis on China, and I saw lots of opportunities in there. So at that time, China was experiencing astonishing double-digit growth. I was absolutely mesmerized by those half-kilometer tall office towers that were rising in my neighborhood. And I was thinking, I want to be a part of this story, so I stayed, and it turned out to be nearly 10 years. So I got into real estate industry. I worked with biggest developers, funds. I worked, for example, on the valuation of Wanda during their IPO in Hong Kong, where they managed to raise $3.8 billion. And many of those clients, I hope that would be interested in our market as well. Okay,
great. And are you speaking Chinese very well? Understanding? What's your level of Chinese?
I'm quite modest person, so I would say it's quite okay, not perfect though. However, it's absolutely enough to communicate with our Chinese clients and advise them and walk them through the details of some transactions.
Great. Well, thanks a lot for your time, Piotr. Good luck with you and with Savills as you guys expand into the China.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye.